Welcome to Unique Parenting. I am B. Moise, and today we're going to be talking about homework or homework refusal, however you want to look at it. And I want to talk to you guys about why kids refuse to do homework and why it's hard to get them to do homework. First, you got to understand that the refusal to do homework is basically because they're tired, they're exhausted, they've had a long day of learning. And when they get home, they don't want to do more learning. They want to unwind, they want to relax, they want to do things that they want to do. So naturally, there's going to be a fight. Now, that's not all children, but it's most. And just from the line of work that I'm in as a parenting coach, that's a conversation that I have a lot with parents. And it's how do I get my child to successfully do their homework when they get home? Well, first you have to look at your routine. What is the routine that you have in place for after school? If the after school routine is get off the bus or car ride or whatever, and then they're immediately allowed to get on some type of a device, you're already going to have a battle. And the reason you're going to have a battle is the device is far more interesting than homework. So now you're pulling away this thing that is interesting and fun and engaging, and I have to do homework now. So I don't want to do that. So that's reason number one, or the reason that I find most common for why there's a struggle is there's something before the homework that is far more interesting, and that the child is allowed to engage in that activity before they can start homework. Now, if the child wants to unwind, that's different. And unwinding can be going for a walk, right? Playing outside. Although depending on the age of the child, that might also be a problem. Playing could be really difficult to detach from. So based on the age, that may not be recommended. But, going outside, going for a walk, walking the dog, just kind of sitting and doing nothing, having a snack. Any type of unwinding activity after school is fine. And then you want to start homework. And then after homework, you want to get into the reward activity, which would then be whatever it is that that child prefers, the preferred item or the preferred activity. If you start the preferred activity and then you want the child to do homework, it will be a battle. So think of your routine this way. You do your work and then you get paid. You don't get paid and then you do your work, right? At least for most of us, because if you get paid before you do the work, you're less motivated. So I want you guys to think about the activity as more of payment, like the reward is the payment for doing the homework. And it may be difficult to do this if you have not done this before. And it may be very hard for you to do this if this isn't something that you've implemented. And yes, there will be pushback. Yes, there will be screaming and kicking and yelling and all the things. All the things will happen. But if you're consistent and you let the child know this is our new routine, they will be more likely to just, acquiesce to your needs. And well, basically it's their need. Like they're the one that needs to do the homework. And parents also have to remove themselves from the level of accountability of somehow they're responsible for the homework. Like the child needs to take responsibility for the homework. Now, again, this is unique parenting. And again, I have two unique children, and my son, not a fan of homework, where my daughter, I'm not gonna say she's a fan, but she's definitely more agreeable, right? Like she comes home, do what she needs to do, and then she has fun time, where my son rather have fun time and never do homework. But he'll do it. But the basic rule here is basically first work, then play, whatever that is. So usually parents are struggling because they're trying to take away a desired activity, and then they're trying to get the child to do homework. So really kids cannot be, and adults in general, or people, I guess I should say people, it's very difficult to get rewarded and then have to do the task. Homework is a task, and the screen or whatever it is, playing with the friend next door, those are a reward. So if the child received the reward and now you're telling them to go do the task, you will always encounter a struggle. So really tighten up on your after school routine, meaning get off the bus or car ride, car lane, let the child unwind with some activity that is not screen, or walking around, feeding the dog, possibly doing some light chores. Again, it's just more of like the unwinding from school. Have a snack if they're preferred. They're typically hungry anyway. and then start homework, dedicate a certain amount of time for the homework. Some children do best with chunking, meaning they do some of it, pause, some of it, pause. Other children can go straight through. Some kids like to do homework around the family because they prefer to just be around. Others prefer to be in solitude where they're by themselves and they're more productive that way. Have a conversation of what works best for your child and how they prefer their learning environment. And in this case, it's your home. Where is it that's going to be more productive? In our home, we have two different learning environments because we have two different children who have different learning styles. So we have one that prefers to learn in solitude and be alone, and then we have another one that prefers to be in the mix, but not distracted. So typically they're around, but they have headphones on. So that way they don't hear what's going on, but they like the movement and sound of people. I could not learn that way. Like, that would be very distracting to me. And I talked about that in learning styles. Like, I prefer solitude. I prefer to be alone to get stuff done. But get to know how your child prefers to learn. And that will help with the homework situation, because they may be saying, I'm good and I want to be around, but it's not productive and it's not good for them. So learn the type of learning style that that child has, and then create an environment for that particular learning style. And I talked about that in Learning Style 1 and in Learning Style 2 in my other videos. So you can reference those, but learn their learning style, create an environment that is going to be, positive to them and help enhance that learning, but also create a routine that they can follow and adhere to, and also one that you can follow and adhere to. Remember, first task, then reward. And before the task, an unwinding activity, walking, moving, singing, dancing, and then task, and then reward. It's never reward, task, it's just not going to work that way. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you try and implement it and see how it works for you. And if it worked well, let me know about it. Okay, so in the meantime, I want you all to enjoy your unique parenting journey with your unique child.